Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Blaine Webster, bassist for the band Spirit of Vengeance. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, Caffeinated Crew? Today I'm joined by Blaine.
What's good?
Bassist for Spirit of Vengeance. How's it going?
Oh, we're kicking after this crazy weekend I just had up in your neck of the woods.
Have you recovered yet?
No. I'm still pretty sore. My sleep is all haggard, but it was so much fun. It was my first time in Montreal to actually experience Montreal and actually go to a show, actually get poutine, which I know that's cliche and corny, but it's really that good.
It's so good.
We went to Old Montreal and the place was some resto bar. I can't remember, but I know where it is when I see it. And I got this smoked meat one. It was out of control.
I'm trying to think of in the Old Port where people get poutine.
It was obviously by the water, and the next intersection there was just a little side street and then the water.
I think I know where it is.
Yeah, it's really small upstairs. Everything's all wood. It was really
the Old Port's dope. I went a few weeks ago actually for Valentine's Day. Me and my wife and some friends of ours went to it's the smallest bar in North America.
Oh, cool.
It's literally called El Pequeño Bar, and it's like a Cuban bar, but
that's sick.
It's really nice. It's cool. So I like the Old Port. I used to live close by, and we would walk in there and hang out in the summer. In the winter, they have the lights. It's so nice.
The only beef I have with Montreal at this point is that y'all don't clear your snow.
We do. We do there where it's easy.
Snow everywhere.
We do in the easy spots. In all the residential areas, but yeah, it is a hassle. And plus it snows so much that it's we'll clear it and then it's the next day we're covered.
It was minus 16 or minus 20 when I was there. So that's probably half the reason I feel like shit.
Not even that you were taking smoke breaks or anything. You were just being out in it.
Oh, no smoke breaks here, man. Straight edge.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're not a smoke break guy.
Definitely went outside to cool off, though.
It did get a bit warm up in Foofs. What are you drinking over there?
All right. So I didn't have time to go get something from a local spot, but I've just used my Nespresso, and Faith, who you met just before we started, got me more pods for my birthday.
Nice.
So I'm trying out this one called Intenso, and it's about 9 out of 11 on their scale. And I just put a bit of milk in it to take some of that bitterness off, and it's actually pretty good.
I think I've tried the Intenso one, but I like the one that's one click down. I think it's gold.
The gold one's really good. There's the blue, the green, the gold, the orange. This one's brown. And then she got me double espresso pods. So I'm curious. Those are full 11 out of 11. So I'm excited to try those.
So do you double espresso? Would it be you pour two shots through it?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Let's go. It's dope.
I like that. Well,
drinking it out of a local spot, mug, indestructible.
Is that indestructible? I was gonna ask.
Mm-hmm. What kind of coffee are you drinking?
I got something actually from your neck of the woods. I found it in a shop. It's called Miguel Moreno. It's from Subtext.
I think I've heard of that before.
I had never heard of it. I've heard maybe one time I've heard somebody mention it, but this one is it's a Honduran coffee. It's got cola, pear, and cashews. Is
Ooh,
the
how's that
notes. It's pretty good.
Can you taste all of that?
I can taste the cola for sure. It's got that like syrupy sweetness to it.
Mhm. There's
And
a brand we got in our grocery store, just a big one, Metro, that we have here.
mhm.
But it was maple syrup flavored. So like when we're brewing it, the house smells pretty good. But the taste
That
is like
sounds cool.
6.5 out of 10 though. And
So
this the
not
taste
great.
of it. It's not bad. Mind you, I just suck at brewing coffee.
Uh,
That's why I use the machine or I go buy it.
See, that's why I've really dug myself into a hole because I've got to get like a expensive machine at this point if I'm gonna trust a robot to make me coffee. Um, Even though I do believe in AI and advancements in technology, I do not trust the person at a factory to put the right settings to make my pour over.
Honestly,
So,
Nespresso hits. It's because it's always on like the richer side and the stronger
mhm.
side. So like I can't really complain. Just
I've had decent Nespresso shots,
Mhm.
especially if it's either that or walk to Tim Hortons or something. I'm probably gonna go Nespresso.
I fucking hate Tim Hortons, and I don't understand all you motherfuckers out there listening to this that go there and go, "I don't talk to me until I've had my Timmies." It's dog water. It tastes like cigarettes. It's so disgusting. Like, unless you're fucked, you that's what you drink
That's true. You can get yourself a nice autumn spice latte with oat milk.
from Tim's.
Grit grit your teeth through it, through all the
My,
sugar and
my
bullshit.
crazy authentic Mexican rice bowl too from Tim Hortons. Like, come on, it's so stupid.
With fresh chorizo. Yum. Yum yum.
Yeah, delicious.
Well, that's great. They do. I will say that the Farmer's Wrap is, in terms of fast food breakfast, those are the shit.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like the Chipotle sauce.
And this is, I love that y'all in Toronto are getting to experience the joy of Chick-fil-A now, because that's what I grew up with. Chick-fil-A is based out of Atlanta, so we'd always be getting Chick-fil-A, but we always wanted it on Sundays and it was always closed. So you guys will
That's
now
usually
get
what I
to,
want to do. It's fucking Sunday.
yeah.
So, are you from Georgia?
Hmm.
Okay, sick. So, our family has like this crazy Southern connection. Like, we've always just gone to South and North Carolina,
Hmm.
every single generation of our family. And we were fortunate enough that our parents ended up buying a house down there. So, we have a house in Sunset Beach, North Carolina, which is
Okay.
like literally 10 minutes ish from like all North Myrtle Beach, South Myrtle Beach, and Myrtle Beach, like that whole area.
That's
So,
crazy.
and then it's funny because Lauren, my sister, married Elijah,
Hmm.
who's from North Carolina. So it's like the whole thing just like kind of keeps going. It's so funny.
Wait, Elijah's from North Carolina.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That explains his accent.
Yeah. I drove down there with Lauren when they were dating and I brought him home. Like I packed up his entire life into my shitty little SUV, brought him here.
Holy shit. I love knowing that so much now. You know what this means now?
What's good?
There's got to be a Bruiserweight Spirit of Vengeance split. It's got to happen.
Fuck yeah.
It's got to happen. And it's going to just be called Southern Connection.
And here's the thing. We have two alternate covers. You kicking my stupid ass in the face and me throwing that dude. Which, Jesus God.
How
My
was
fault.
how did you feel? Let's address this. I felt like the moshing in Montreal at
It's
that
good.
festival specifically, it was good.
It's pretty good.
It's pictures I've seen too. It looks crazy.
The thing that I love is there's big boys.
There are big boys.
And I like, I'm one of the bigger dudes here, which is dope, obviously. But going there, oh, it's great. Everyone's like just as big as me or bigger.
Hmm.
We'll pass. It's sick.
Yeah,
Y'all were really sick. Prowl was incredible as always.
As always.
Man, fucking Primal Horde. That is just. That was insane. That was probably my favorite set because that's caveman type shit, and it was just wicked. And
It's
then
ignorant.
Buddy from Scorching Tune. Holy shit. So sick.
When they busted out that Zabalba cover,
Oh,
I was like in the bathroom, and I like finished my business as quickly as possible, threw my shit out of my pockets, and just immediately started flailing like in off the stage into the side.
the thing is too, like not many bands could pull a cover off from that band because you have to sound that heavy. Oh, it was
Yes.
perfect. They
It's so
killed it.
good. It was really good. That made me love. I've seen Primal Horde 3 times now, and that was the 4th time I think, and that was my favorite time I've seen him.
The entire week was incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was definitely one of my favorite moments. Prowl was just incredible. Like, all hail, Prowl.
Straight up.
Super stoked. Before we leave the drinks and the Carolina speak, you are one person that has said a drink that I have never heard anyone from Canada talk about.
I already know what it is. It's the GOAT.
It's the best.
Elijah and I will die for it and die in it.
But I think there's something that you can relate to even more is cookout with a cheer wine.
Brother, you're speaking our language.
I know you have a cookout order. Give it to me.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing. I was vegan and vegetarian for a while
Okay.
when I was in the States for cookout. But that's when I was vegetarian. So my order there was just 2 Cajun cheese fries and the biggest cup of beer wine I could possibly get.
A 48-ounce cup of cheer wine.
Straight up. So the one time I went to United Blood, I think it was 2019, I think was the last one I went to. And that's all I ate all weekend. And I lost like 15 pounds. It's insane. I'm so excited to go back. Actually, I did eat it once. When I went to UB in 17, I got the tray with the fried chicken, fries, and a burger. I think I got was the one.
It's such the most unhinged combinations of food.
It's awesome.
Like the chicken quesadilla is goated.
But it's utter dog shit, but it's like perfect utter dog shit.
It's right. It's right dog shit.
Exactly. You know what you're paying for. You know what you're getting yourself into. And you just don't complain because you're either feeling like shit and you want something to make you feel better because you're hungover, or you're just like vibing in the southern states and you want it.
And you have no money.
Well, that too.
We're talking about food. You've met somebody that I hold very dear in my heart as somebody who now lives in Canada. I see him as a father figure almost. Matty Matheson?
Yeah.
How did you meet this guy?
Okay, so I think it was day 2 of Hold Your Ground. And I was in there before and they had a Titans jersey, which is my football team. And it happened to be a player that I looked up to when I was a kid. So I was like, fuck, I gotta go back and buy that. So I was like, I want to wear the jersey that day.
Mm-hmm.
And Faith and I walked in and I just kind of went, oh, what? And I'm looking at her go, I gotta play this cool. I can't fucking fanboy over him. I can't. So I literally just talked to him like this. I said, hey, I'm like big fan. Like, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And calmly, I was like, yeah, like I had COVID or the wife did. And we watched pretty much everything that you own on or have put on YouTube. And I said, my favorite one is the Arby's sandwich. Because I sort of mimic him. Like I can yell like him, kind of.
That beef and cheddar.
Yeah. And like I got into this coverall phase. I bought 2 pairs of Carhartt coveralls and I guess I kind of look like him. And he had this thing where uh, he saw so many impersonations. He was like, stitch this on TikTok and I'll pick a winner. And I thought about doing it, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that.
Should have
But
done
we
it.
ended up just shooting the shit about hardcore Arby's, and then I was just like, hey, not to be that guy, but can I please get a photo with you? And he was like, of course, man. So we took the photo, and then he actually comments
Yeah.
because I put the caption. I was like, two guys are just two kings who love Arby's, which is super dope. So that was pretty
Man.
cool.
Yeah, that's sick. One thing that I love the most about Canada is Matty Matheson. I don't know why. I just love him so much.
He's a
Uh,
king.
he's the best. I've never made any of his recipes at all, but I just love watching him do shit in the kitchen.
There's one that I would love to just pick his brain at. That garbage plate thing. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, there's no way, there's no way people want that.
And for somebody who I know that he hasn't been straight edge forever, but for somebody who is straight edge, he makes so much like what I think stoner food would be.
Oh yeah,
It's hilarious.
is he actually straight edge?
I thought he was because he
I know he's definitely sober,
hmm but I
which is
know that he had like drug issues in the past or something from what I had read.
yeah, he had a pretty rough go with drugs,
And
which
then a
I think
heart.
is super like inspirational to look at someone like that
hmm
to see that like you can get out of that.
Yeah.
Like you can make your life better. You can become a better person. You can put that shit to bed and grow and mature and all that stuff. Just super dope.
Yeah, it's sick. Uh, yeah, I love watching him so much though. Like
I
it's
told
just
him, I was like, yo, you're on the guest list, man. I know some of your
always.
friends are here at this fest. Like, come hang out, come show up. It'd be hilarious. And he was like, we'll see. I know a couple of my friends are there, but too many people. And I was like, fair.
I mean, he would get he'd get mobbed.
Because people don't know how to just chill.
I don't
Like,
know how I would react if I saw him. I'd probably be like,
honestly, it took all of me not to freak out. And I know that like the interaction was better that I just talk like this. But if I ever met like Corey Taylor or James Hetfield, I'd
oh,
probably wouldn't be able to speak straight up. Or Max Calvera. I'm freaking the fuck out.
yeah. That's like I've been seeing that like 200 Stab Wounds. They were on tour with Soulfly like
Yep.
last year, and they're just chilling with Max. And I'm like, how are you just chilling with this dude? Like he is.
You realize at the end of the day, they're just people.
Yeah, of course.
And
But
that's like the thing I've really learned, like, especially in the world of hardcore, because I heard it on Hardlore. They said that Sepultura is a hardcore band. And I sat with it for a minute and I was like, yeah, they are.
they are.
Like, he goes out of his way all the time to find the new and upcoming underground heavy shit and then
Mhm.
brings them on tour or like wears them on his battle vest or whatever. And that's what you're supposed to do. So that's super dope.
I had that same conversation with the drummer from Frozen Soul about Dying Fetus.
Hardcore band,
hmm They are.
straight up.
Oh, geez.
The things I would do, I would pay out of my own pocket, like probably a year's salary to see them in a like 200 cap room with only my friends. Like, fuck you if you're not my friend, you're not getting in.
You're not
So we
on the
can like,
list.
whoop fucking ass to those riffs and those breakdowns.
To see them
They're
at
all
to see them at the doors.
just, oh God. Have you been to that venue yet?
No, but I've seen it on videos. You can't fit more than like 30 people inside.
So for the show we had there that just passed, I think they put up like 100 tickets. And it's sold out like that. Plus, so there was like 100 people that bought the tickets.
hmm
I believe they let a few in at the door, and then there was all the bands. So I think we all had either 4 or 5 members in each band. Plus, people had their spouse and stuff like
hmm
that. So it was very full in there. It was awesome. I love that shit. There's nowhere to run.
Yeah, you have nowhere to hide.
Like I think 3 out of the 5 shows we've played. No, Kill Room. Barrie, Toronto, Hamilton. Yeah, 4 out of the 5 shows we've played have been floor shows. I'm addicted to it. I don't ever want to play on a fucking stage.
I will say that it is odd. It's a weird feeling. Like that's why when we played at Foof's, I was really nervous until I saw that they had put the riser in.
Yeah, that stage is crazy high.
Yeah, and it's
That
very
little
awkward.
thing where you were was good.
Yeah, so I was scared about the dynamic, but I'm so used to
Perfect for
playing on
rolling.
floors.
Doing that stupid roll thing.
What roll thing?
Like when you roll all over the stage and you're spinning your arms like a maniac.
Oh yeah, like at
I
the
love
front,
doing
and
that.
you just go around.
Well, that's all I did all weekend because I actually got to do it.
Yeah, I was.
I got fucking kicked.
What I love is the irony of you're in the middle of crowd killing essentially, and that's when you got kicked.
Oh fuck yeah! It's so funny to watch the hat go flying. Like it's really
As funny as I saw the hat, but I didn't see what had happened. All I saw was the hat.
Oh yeah, you got me pretty good. And then I was like, "What kind of shoes was he wearing?" I'm wondering if I can tell. And then I realized they were Doc shoes. I was like, "No wonder it fucking hurt so much."
Yeah, no. None of that was intentional. I need disclaimer here, okay? Please don't come for me. Don't be like Grayson's so violent. He's not about camaraderie. That's not true, okay? I was trying to kick over. I'm just so out of shape that it was directly into the face.
That's video of me throwing that kid. And then he goes, huh, no spin kicks right after. Weak. I'm like, I'm 320 pounds, man. I don't spin. It's just not in my arsenal, brother. Sorry. I try here and there, and it just doesn't go over well.
He just does caveman shit. Just let him do his caveman dance.
Elijah, on the other hand,
finesse.
Fucking monster.
That's SOV style. If you want to know what SOV style is, it's that.
It sounds so corny, but I love watching him mosh. It's so sick because he's just having the time of his life, and he's good at it.
It's sick. His two-step is beautiful. Me and Ryan from Deadbolt, we always like talk about who's got the nicest looking two-steps.
He's got a good one.
It's a good one. Do you remember the first time that you moshed?
Yes. It was August Burns Red Warped Tour 2011.
Dude.
It was my first Warped Tour, first like band like that style, if you want to call it, that I saw. It was dope. They opened with Whitewashed with that like that like techno intro, that Just Breathe one. So I was like, this is sick. And they sounded just heavy as shit. I saw Miss May I that day. I was a Day to Remember's last Warped Tour. Paramore, Acacia Strain. Who else? Attack, which I hate. Band sucks.
I've heard your thoughts on Attack.
It's so shit. There's so many fucking better bands.
I have to disagree. I mean, I don't disagree that there are much better bands, but The People's Elbow was a game changer for me.
That's fair. And I saw The Devil Wears Prada on the Zombie EP just before Dead Throne came out. It was unbelievable.
Man, I haven't kept up with that since 2000. I think 2012 or 2011 is when I stopped listening to.
I was listening to like everything until 2016, 15. And then I really started going the hardcore route. My first like true loves when it came to hardcore were, without even knowing it, was Hatebreed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had no clue that it was a hardcore band. Throwdown, I had no clue because my dad liked the Pantera version, like that Southern metal stuff that they did. And then around like the 2015, 2016 era, my sister is the one who got me into all this other shit. And it was Expire, Zabalba, and Suburban Scum. So hearing that cold cover was just insane because I haven't seen Zabalba yet. And I haven't seen them. I'm really sad. I'm hoping I get to see them.
It's one of the most violent things I've ever seen.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw them at Outbreak for the first time last year.
I wanted to go to that, and I watched the live set. It's out of control.
It's stupid.
Like they're in a giant air hangar.
I was scared.
Well, don't be scared.
No. Because I wasn't even in my own country.
That's the best part.
No, because there were gigantic people there. And not like, not like farm boy big, like
Juice big.
like CrossFit big.
Sick.
I was not about to take an Air Max 95 to the head. Like,
sure. I've done it. Sucks.
You play football though. I don't know if I could hang with that.
I did. I played football for a good chunk of my existence, and I coached it.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about your band.
Sure.
Spirit of Vengeance. You
Yes,
guys played
sir.
like 4 shows, 5 shows now.
Yep.
My bad. Y'all are good.
Are we?
Like really good. Like,
Are we?
yeah, that shit gets me through the day at work. It's
I
good.
very much appreciate that. That's very crazy to hear that.
Well, I mean, I work at a desk, so I have to listen to something that at least keeps me excited. So yeah, Demonstration.
Definitely better than the demo.
I don't mind I like the demo though.
It serves its purpose. It sounds the way it sounds. It's the first thing we did. So it's kind of supposed to be bad. Like, I'm not supposed to have, Stay Cold. That's the demo where I can just play the demo for the rest of our lives. But I like tracks 1 and 2
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of track 3, but I like playing it live because that's one of the spots where everyone like jumps on each other and is like literally falling into our drum kit. Just super sick. But the ones that we just released they're fucking sick. I can't
great.
even. If you don't love your own band, what's the point?
Right?
The day it came out, my job is in Newmarket right now, so that's like about 45 minutes away from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it from the moment I got in my car to work and then all the way back home. I was like, this is insane. We sound like this. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds sick. Like I had heard, I think through Scoped Exposure, I heard of like he shouted out the demo last year, and then it was in the Scopies or whatever. I was like, dude,
Maybe.
what's this band? Who is this band? I thought that y'all are from the States.
No.
But until I like saw the Spotify shit. And then I talked to Alec about it, and Alec's like, dude, no, they're sick. Those guys are super nice. And
He was at our show in Toronto. He was whooping ass.
I know.
King.
He's the best. But yeah, I love any of the live videos I can find. I love it because people are beating the shit out of each other, which is something that I love to watch.
Crazy.
And I love music that makes people want to do that. And I love Elijah's vocals.
He's getting like every week that we jam, it improves like every single week. Or he like finds this new thing to try out and it works. His voice is so sick. It's really cool to watch him constantly progress. And then we have this new song that we're working out where him and I are going back and forth a lot. And we sound possessed. Like it's really cool.
So this is your first band?
Yes, sir.
And his first band?
Yep.
And this is what y'all came out with?
Yeah.
Do you ever like take a moment to think about that? Because a lot of first bands sound really bad.
Yes, but in a way, no.
Okay.
No, because I know what my ears want. And Rez Dog, our guitar player, knows what we want. And the guy he is a machine at writing riffs and songs and taking all of these crazy influences and putting it through this like Spirit of Vengeance scope to get our sound. So like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So just
I love Elijah's lyrics too.
there.
Because I can't rap like that and I can't rhyme. Like if anything I've ever written lyric wise for anything, even when I was bored, like none of it really rhymes, but like there's a point to it. So like I'll give him something and he'll switch things around or like whatever. So it's super cool to just see the constant progression of everyone.
Yeah. I mean, he spits.
Yeah, he go crazy on these new tracks.
They're good. Like, I don't think there's another band that I can think of right now that's touring that sounds like that.
The only one I could think of is maybe Gridiron.
Yeah, but that's not the same. It
What do you
isn't.
mean?
It's so Gridiron. I think that they have a lot more metal infused. They have a lot of like metal riffage, and the way that Tyler plays drums is very not metalcore, but like, yeah, it's pretty metalcore the way that
He
he
is
plays.
an absolute monster on that kid,
He's really good, like crazy good.
and he
Like I,
hits hard.
like I told him, I'm like, I would never expect you to play drums like that. And the first time I watched it, I was like, that's crazy.
He's the drummer for the Agitator too.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. We have a connection because my band back in Savannah, one of our first shows was like, we got double booked at the same venue. So they put both shows together. And so my band ended up playing with Agitator, which my band was a Chariot ripoff band. So it didn't make any sense, but it was cool.
That's one thing I'm loving about Ontario right now. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of bands who are like, they don't sound like hardcore bands, but they're like, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're adjacent. They're in
Yeah,
the,
they're like in the umbrella. They're in this. They're in the scene. They're hardcore people
yeah.
because you don't have to sound like fucking Terror and Trapped Under Ice, those kind of bands. You can sound like 200 Stab Wounds, or you can sound like Fiddlehead and still be a hardcore band.
Right.
So there's a lot of that stuff going on right now, which I think is super cool. And there's mixed bills that are in the works or that have been happening, and I think that's super cool. Everyone's really united right now. Like more bridges are being closed or gapped, whatever you want to call it. Like,
gapped.
yeah,
I don't speak
like
English
Ontario,
good.
like Ontario and Montreal, it's gonna get crazy. So like, shout out to that because y'all are putting on for us, and now we're putting on for you. I'm so excited to see where this goes.
It's gonna make Hold Your Ground crazy.
Straight up,
It's gonna be crazy.
just even like you guys coming here to play one-offs, or any of us coming up there to play one-offs with you guys. Like we're all gonna end up being friends, and they're gonna be the whole scene in Canada is gonna be friends, which
Yeah.
is what it should be.
We just gotta figure out a way to get to like Western Canada faster. So that we can
There's like a pretty decent connection between at least Ontario
Mhm.
and the West, and everyone out there loves Prowl too.
Yeah.
So like, that's a good gateway to get everyone going. So hardcore here is in a really cool spot. It's very exciting. It's very wholesome.
Just not a lot
I'm,
of not a lot
I'm
of
loving
drama.
it. Oh, there's still its fair share of bullshit, but that's comes with the territory of all that shit.
There's yeah. It's in pockets.
Yes, but I will
Believe
say if you're not supporting your friends, if you're not excited about your friend's success, you're a dick.
It's true, straight up.
Because your friend's success still benefits you. Everything grows together. And if you don't like that mindset, fuck off. Straight up.
Yeah. There's no room for rock stars.
Seriously. If you're in a fucking scene that is not built on that.
Yeah. It's definitely not built on money or fame.
Or you do it because you love it.
Yeah. It's straight up passion and ADD and ADHD. That's what it's built on.
Well, it's dope. Your friends get crazy reactions to their sets. They get to go play places. You go and travel and go off for them there, and
Yeah.
you make friends there. And then they come back here and they do the same thing. And it just grows and grows and grows and puts all of Canada on the map at the same time.
Yeah.
Like shout out to Not a Push Pit, straight up.
Yeah, I know. I've heard so much shit from them recently. It's
They
crazy.
they shared the shit out of us, which is just fucking nuts. And then I believe they shared um, a Steel City recap video, which is fucking dope. And they shared the Primal Horde
Hmm.
Scorching Tomb part, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like that page has like 50,000 people following it.
Didn't y'all get on Discovered as well?
I think we got on a breakthrough playlist, which is super cool.
That's super cool.
And No Echo reached
No.
out to us too,
Yeah.
which was just crazy. All from like a fucking 3 song release. It's just nuts.
No Echo surprises me. Like, I think it's one dude that writes most of the stuff, and he's got to be so busy.
He's a real one. He has his eye on everything,
Yeah, it's crazy.
which is super cool. I'm very thankful that they reached out to us because that's a crazy amount of exposure for not only us, but Canada and our entire scene here in Ontario. As we shouted out as many friends as we could in the article. And same with like on the second track, Controlled Aggression. We did like that radio thing
Yeah.
and we put just all of our friends on there. It's just, it's cool as hell what's going on right now. It's
I love
very,
it.
very exciting.
What do you have going on for the rest of the year?
For March, we don't exactly know. A couple things are up in the air. April, we have something, but it may end up kind of falling through just because there's a couple tours coming through here that will affect like local stuff.
Hmm.
Uh, May, not entirely sure. Like, I was honestly not much right now. Just waiting for something to come through. There is one thing I would really want to get on if it's actually coming here. I think it would be really good and really cool for us to get on that, but can't speak on that one because. And then I'm really hoping we get to play Hold Your Ground. That'd be super cool. And I really want to come back and play Montreal this year. That was one of the goals that we set was let's play Montreal. That's obtainable.
Hmm.
That's far enough away. You know, we can do that. And I think we're trying to book a headliner or just a show that we headline with our friends or maybe a release show. I'm not entirely sure. Everything's crazy busy around here right now, so it's super difficult to get things set in stone.
Yeah. I imagine with the GTA being so fucking big too.
Yeah, there's essentially almost like 2 scenes right now, which we're trying to slowly get them both together, which it looks like it's going that way. Like there's the Toronto scene, there's the Hamilton stuff, and then there's like the heavier side, like bands like us and Rust and Die Alone and those bands, and then there's the Not Dead Yet bands.
Hmm.
We're really, which they seem to fuck with our stuff a lot, which is super sick. So we're hoping we can bridge that gap more and rip a show together and get everyone together. That's probably what we're gonna do this year, hopefully.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing what comes out this year. I know there's some things in the works that are NDA at this point, but
Yeah, we got some stuff in the works too.
it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I have one last question for you before we close things up.
Sure.
What's your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
So what do you mean, like coffee and moshing, basically?
Yeah.
Coffee, I'm gonna have to go with honestly here. There's a lot of really good coffee here that I'm slowly learning to experience. That was a bummer. I didn't get coffee in Montreal. So the next time I come back, I'm gonna make sure I hit up. Yeah, we'll hang out, we'll get coffee.
We'll do it.
And then for moshing, oof. So I've never been to California, but they look crazy over there. I've only been on the East Coast, which is pretty hard.
East Coast is the best.
It's truly up for debate, but usually a lot of people say the East Coast.
This is just me speaking as an East Coaster.
I've been to Philly and it's pretty crazy there. And I've been to Richmond and it's pretty crazy there.
Richmond is notoriously crazy.
The few times I've been scared for my life was in, specifically during Jakai and Dead and Dreaming. That was a fucking war zone. Like an actual terrifying war zone. And Jesus Piece, yeah, This Is Hardcore in 2019.
Oh yeah, that's a goated set.
That was utter disrespect and disregard for human life.
Yeah. This Is Hardcore 2019 in general was just off the rails.
I, honest to God, bought the weekend pass to see Laid to Rest. And it was fucking awesome.
Isn't that the same? That's the same one that Harm's Way played that set.
Yes.
That the meme is from. Yeah.
And that was the last Code Orange set with Jamie on the drums.
Oh, the realist.
So they opened with Nothing, the Rat, and it was just
so good.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And then when they kick into Spy, that Tom fucking break in Spy.
Hard as hell.
It's so
one
good.
of the best shows here in Toronto was a Code Orange show at Hard Luck.
Was it the Forever or the I Am King tour?
Forever. The lineup was Code Orange, Eternal Sleep, Jesus Peace, and Trail of Lies. Before we go, shout out my entire band.
Yes.
You all. Res Dog, Elijah, Mitch. Shout out all of Ontario Hardcore. Shout out everyone in Montreal. Y'all are wonderful. And thank you for having me.
Dude, thank you so much. This has been fun. A nice evening activity. I'm going to be up for another 3 hours because I drank this whole fucking coffee.
I'm hoping this lets me go to sleep.
My eyes feel like boing. But yeah, I'm super stoked to be back down and your home turf-ish turf.
Yeah. There's a good coffee and donut spot I'll take you to.
Relay?
Yeah. Vegan donuts. They're delicious.
I like Relay.
They're like the size of my fucking head.
They got that bottled cold brew that is primo.
I'm not a crazy cold brew guy.
I'm not either. But it's convenient. And I shouldn't say I'm not a cold brew guy because at every fest that I go to, I take cold brew with me. So I am a cold brew guy. Don't listen to what I just said. Buy cold brew from me. Well, Blaine, this has been super fun. I'm stoked to see you again soon. Stoked to see what happens for SOV. Bring in the pain. Bring the violence.
Thank you very much for having me on here. And shout out Bruiserweight. Shout out Beans and Breakdowns. And I'll see you in March.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Blaine for hanging out on the podcast. Be sure to go listen to The Demonstration by Spirit of Vengeance. It's available on all listening platforms. And keep an eye out. They've got some cool shows coming up in the works. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.